Hello there, I'm Nadia Azmi and this is Nightline. Here are the top stories. School shootings. A gunman injures 3 in Thailand, while mass shooting in Canada claims at least 10 lives. And Sultan Ibrahim stresses rule of law in construction of places of worship. Good morning. 2 school shootings incidents in Thailand and Canada saw at least 10 people dead, while more than 25 others injured. In Hat Yai, police have shot and arrested a gunman who opened fire at a school on Wednesday, injuring a woman and 2 children. Authorities said in the incident at Patong Pratan Kiriwat School, the suspect entered the school in an agitated state while carrying a firearm. 2 to 3 gunshots were heard shortly after he entered the compound. A woman and a 14-year-old girl who were injured in the shooting are currently undergoing surgery. Another child suffered an ankle injury after falling during the chaos. The Central Investigation Bureau said the suspect was shot before being taken into custody. The motive remains under investigation. Elsewhere in Canada, a shooting at a school in British Columbia left 10 people dead, while 2 more were found dead at a nearby home. A woman who police believe to be the shooter was also killed. More than 25 people were injured, including 2 who were airlifted to hospital with life-threatening injuries after the shooting at Tumbler Ridge Secondary School. British Columbia Premier David Eby told reporters that police officers reached the school within 2 minutes. The police then found 6 bodies, including the suspect, who appeared to have died of a self-inflicted injury. An 8th person died while being transported to a hospital, while 2 more were found dead at a residence the authorities believe was connected to the attack. Eby also confirmed that investigators had identified a female suspect and that the shooter's motive remained unclear. The police are still investigating how the victims are connected to the shooter. Meanwhile, Canadian Prime Minister Mark Carney on Tuesday expressed shock over the mass shooting and pledged full federal support for the community. Carney said he had reached out to British Columbia Premier David Eby and instructed Minister of Public Safety Gary Anandasangari to coordinate the federal response. The Premier has also postponed a defence announcement in Halifax and his planned trip to Germany for the Munich Security Conference. The home news now. Yang di-Pertuan Agong Sultan Ibrahim has emphasized that all parties must comply with the nation's laws, including those governing land use and the construction of places of worship. His Majesty stressed that religious matters must not be politicized by any party, as doing so could undermine the stability of the nation's multi-ethnic society. Earlier on Wednesday, Sultan Ibrahim granted an audience to National Unity Minister Dato Aaron Ago Dagang at Istana Negara. Through a Facebook post, His Majesty emphasized that issues concerning the construction of temples should be handled in accordance with the same laws and regulations applied to mosques, churches and shrines. The king recalled his personal experience in January 2018 when he acted as a mediator to resolve the issue of a temple demolition in Johor in a fair, measured and lawful manner. He added that Malaysia is a nation built on the foundation of harmony and that the country's strength lies in mutual respect, tolerance and adherence to the law. Every citizen, therefore, has a responsibility to uphold these values for the common good. In a separate development, Sultan Ibrahim attended the 271st Conference of the Rulers meeting, which convened at Istana Negara on Wednesday. The meeting was chaired by the Sultan of Terengganu, Sultan Mizan Zainal Abidin. Also in attendance were the Sultans and Malay rulers, as well as the 4 state governors. The chief ministers, the Mentris Besar and the Deputy Premier of Sarawak were also present. The 2-day conference concludes on Thursday. The Budi Madani RON 95 or Budi 95 targeted subsidy is projected to generate savings of up to 2.5 billion ringgit this year. Prime Minister Datuk Seri Anwar Ibrahim told the Dewan Rakyat on Wednesday that the projected savings come from curbing leakages associated with blanket fuel subsidies while maintaining price stability for the majority of Malaysians. Anwar, who is also the finance minister, said Malaysia has little choice but to reform fuel subsidies, noting that untargeted subsidies have resulted in excessive leakages, leading to misuse and cross-border smuggling, which places heavy pressure on public finances. He added that the savings generated will not be used solely to reduce the fiscal deficit, but will be channeled back to the people through targeted assistance programs to help ease cost of living pressures.
Alhamdulillah, kerana kejayaan itu, kita boleh perkenalkan beberapa program membantu rakyat, termasuk STR dan juga SARA. Dan 2 hari lalu, 22 juta rakyat Malaysia 18 tahun ke atas menerima RM100 setiap individu melalui MACC.
Anwar pointed out that within 2 days of the SARA initiative, nearly 200 million ringgit was spent by 2 million Malaysians, generating spillover benefits for local retailers registered as SARA partner merchants, as well as suppliers of basic goods, including local micro, small and medium enterprises. Anwar also said that as part of broader steps to curb revenue leakages and strengthen fiscal discipline, the government will continue to intensify efforts to combat illegal gambling activities in the country. Anwar said enforcement measures against illegal gambling operators had already resulted in seizures amounting to billions of ringgit, but acknowledged that the challenge remained complex and ongoing. He said illegal gambling, particularly online platforms operating from overseas, pose significant enforcement difficulties due to their sophisticated digital mechanisms.
Cuma tidak mudah kerana judi online kadang-kadang berpangkalan luar negara dan keduanya dia mekanisme elektronik itu sangat canggih. Dia boleh buka dan tutup dalam keadaan yang segera.
Anwar stressed that tackling illegal gambling required dual approach, combining stricter enforcement with greater public awareness and responsibility. He said subsidy reform was not the only tool used by the government to safeguard public finances, noting that intensified monitoring had also been carried out at border hotspots known for smuggling activities. Malaysia has climbed 3 places in the latest Global Corruption Perceptions Index CPI, rising to 54th out of 182 countries, signalling growing international confidence in Malaysia's anti-corruption efforts. Through commitment to concrete action and robust governance, Malaysia can further boost its CPI ranking and strengthen public confidence in the nation's integrity. Nurin Razmin has this report.
Last year, Malaysia scored 50 points in the CPI, ranking 57th globally. The result reflected steady progress in governance and enforcement efforts, while also signaling the need for continued reforms to strengthen transparency and accountability. The 2025 results now build on that momentum, with Malaysia improving both its score and global standing.
So this all, number one, because of reforms. You can see the Prime Minister is talking about corruption, going after the high-profile cases. And number two, you can see that the effectiveness of the MACC also going after high-profile cases and have confiscated and seized $1 billion of ringgit last year. And the third point will be the formation of task force headed by the KSN, right?
Ongoing anti-corruption initiatives have also helped strengthen public confidence in Malaysia's governance landscape.
Now, perhaps Malaysia's improved CPI score could possibly be attributed to a number of high-profile raids and arrests conducted by the MACC in the past year. We also saw a lot of news cycles have been awash with photos and reports of multi-million ringgit seizures, again, carried out by MACC.
The government has set an ambitious target to elevate Malaysia into the top 25 of the global CPI rankings.
I think if we have this kind of momentum, strong political will and also effectiveness of the MACC and the support from the government, I think we can achieve top 25 in 2033.
Under the 13th Malaysia Plan, the country is aiming to achieve that ranking, top 25, by 2030. Various efforts are ongoing to, among others, ensure high-integrity government procurement and improve public service efficiency. These initiatives align with the government's policy framework, ensuring governance improvement based on accountability and integrity. Nurin Rasmin, TV3.
Selangor police have detained a 35-year-old woman in Kajang who allegedly administered methadone to her 3 children, with one of them ending up dead. In confirming this, Selangor Police Chief Datuk Shazli Kahar said the 2 other children are being treated in hospital while their mother has been taken into custody for further investigation. The incident is believed to have taken place at a home in Sungai Ramal Baru, Kajang. All 3 children were taken to the Tengku Permaisuri Noor Shikin Hospital, where the woman's 11-year-old son was pronounced dead, while his brothers, aged 5 and 9, remain in critical condition at the same hospital. Police had earlier received a report from the hospital at about 9 a.m. Investigators are probing the motive and how the substance was acquired as they await the post-mortem report. The government has eased import requirements for building materials such as cement and steel in a bid to tackle price surges of up to 30%. Works Minister Datuk Seri Alexander Nantalinggi said the move would help keep construction costs affordable and sustainable.
Kita tak boleh suka-suka biarkan dia masuk tapi kualiti tak ada, itu bahayalah. Sebab bahan binaan ni dia mesti ada standard dia. Piawaian ni mesti kita patuh sangat untuk kita memastikan keselamatan bangunan ataupun infrastruktur yang kita bina.
He said this at the launch of the Malaysian Bumiputra Contractors Association, or PKBM, at the MyBIM Satellite Centre in Shah Alam on Wednesday. Currently, import requirements for building materials have been set to ensure that only high-quality materials are brought in from abroad. Meanwhile, local contractors have welcomed the government's initiative, saying it helps ease cost pressures, especially for small Bumiputra companies.
Kos operasi sangat meningkat. Raw material sudah naik. Jadi sudah ada peningkatan 30% bahan binaan oleh kerana kos pengangkutan increase. Oleh kerana itu kan bila Internet Law memaklumkan bahawa limit untuk membawa muatan itu sudah pun mesti ikut apa yang telah diputuskanlah. Jadi supplier semua dah increase harga barang.
Previously, the Prime Minister said the government would not rule out relaxing import requirements for building materials to prevent additional burdens on the public.
How is Pahang leveraging talent to boost long-term economic growth? What indicators truly show that capacity-building efforts are working? How do state-linked institutions maintain social impact while staying financially sustainable? Muhammad Ahmad Hamdan speaks with Dali Kumar Sadar of Yayasan Pahang only on Money Matters this Saturday at 5 p.m. on TV3 and stream on Tonton.
Thailand's economy is projected to grow 1.6% in 2026, the World Bank said on Wednesday, down from an earlier estimate of 1.7%. Goods export growth in 2026 is expected to drop sharply to 0.5% after a surge in 2025, particularly in sectors exposed to U.S. tariffs, the World Bank added in its Thailand Economic Monitor report. Tourism recovery remains gradual, with arrivals projected at 35 million in 2026, about 88% of pre-pandemic levels. Household debt remains among the highest in Southeast Asia, curbing private consumption. Political uncertainty during the election cycle could delay the 2027 fiscal budget, disrupting public investment. The World Bank forecasts growth will recover to 2.2% in 2027. Another government department director general detained over fund misappropriation. This and more after this breather.
Shop membawakan anda promosi istimewa di bulan Ramadan. Wow, sama-sama berkat. Raikan keberkatan sambil menikmati penjimatan hebat. Bermula 19 Januari ini, selamat menyambut bulan penuh rahmat. Jimat berbelanja, penuh makna.
Anim, dulu zaman sekolah awak suka subjek apa?
Mestilah sejarah. Kita sebagai rakyat Malaysia kena tahu asal-usul negara kita.
Usus bocor jangan ambil mudah, boleh bawa mudarat pada badan.
Harga sama, tapi kenapa saiz makanan dan barangan semakin kecil? Nantikan kupasannya.
Cendawan emas punca rezeki dan pendapatan menguntungkan.
Harta anda disita atau dibekukan, apa perlu buat?
Semuanya di MHI, Isnin hingga Jumaat.
Eksklusif di Tonton dan TV3.
Tengok ending semalam.
Tak ada tonton.
Tak ada tonton.
Tak ada tonton. Tak ada tonton. Tak ada tonton. Tak ada tonton. Tak ada tonton.
Macam ni baru boleh kawan.
Ini daripada Buletin Pagi.
Seorang juru-juru.
Seorang nelayan dari...
Menjadi penyampai berita memerlukan aura dan magis pada suara, keterampilan, keyakinan dan pesona. Kami mencari wajah baru Buletin TV3. Ayo, serlahkan potensi anda menjadi suara yang dipercayai negara.
Unlocking the future of business.
From industry evolutions to policy changes, we go beyond the headline.
Deep insights, sharp analysis.
Understanding the forces driving tomorrow's economy.
Key financial insights that drive decisions.
This is Money Matters, every Saturday, 5 p.m.
Only on TV3 and stream now on Tonton.
Wanita penuh tempo, penuh cerita. Inilah Nona, inspirasi bertemu realiti. Setiap warna mempunyai keupayaan membangkitkan pelbagai mood dan emosi. Semoga istirahat anda memberi makna yang indah walau tempohnya hanya seketika. Dan terus setia sejam bersama kami kerana Nona, inspirasi wanita untuk semua. Nona di TV3 dan stream di Tonton.
Awak netizen.
Okey, panas guys.
Kenapa panas?
Bersangka buruk dia sudah baik.
Kutuk-kutuk depan sih.
Dulu dia kongkong tu.
Jangan main fitnah je netizen.
Tak saya yang marah, orang lain yang marah kan?
Gaduh.
Tak, bukan.
Panas.
Jangan lupa saksikan Melodi setiap hari Khamis pukul 9 malam di TV3.
Dan stream juga melalui Tonton.
Welcome back. Malaysian Anti-Corruption Commission Chief Commissioner Tan Sri Azam Baki is set to issue a letter of demand to Bloomberg on Thursday following the news agency's report on his alleged shareholdings. He stressed that the report was not only misleading but also inaccurate and malicious. Azam said he had previously responded and explained the matter to Bloomberg. The report that was published did not reflect the actual facts, he added. He stressed that he had not committed any offence and denied allegations that he held any shares, stating that his previous shareholding had been properly declared and disposed of. These shares include equity in Velocity Capital, which were divested last year, as well as in Awan Biru. Related declarations were also submitted to the Public Service Department in accordance with the prescribed regulations. Later on Wednesday night, Prime Minister Datuk Seri Anwar Ibrahim said Azam should be allowed to explain himself over his shareholding transactions, adding that due process must be respected.
Macam penjelasan dia lah. Kena baca satu penyakit tu, buat kerja, you mati buat apa? Bro, dengar penjelasan masing-masing.
He said this after attending the Associated Chinese Chambers of Commerce and Industry of Malaysia's Lunar New Year reception in Petaling Jaya in Selangor. In his speech, Anwar stressed that Malaysia must be governed by the rule of law, not by whims and fancy, while preserving mutual respect in its multi-ethnic and multi-religious society. He added that social stability must be anchored in legal principles and institutional processes, warning against actions driven by emotions, pressure or unilateral behaviour that could undermine harmony and national unity. Another government department director general and director have been detained by the MACC in connection with an investigation into the alleged misappropriation of funds amounting to about 900,000 ringgit. According to sources, both male suspects in their 50s were detained at 1 p.m. on Wednesday when they were at the Anti-Graft Agency's headquarters to have their statements recorded. Based on initial investigations, the duo allegedly conspired to commit the wrongdoing in 2024. They are believed to have abused their positions using office allocations totaling approximately 900,000 ringgit for personal gain. Both suspects were also found to have submitted false claims amounting to 60,000 ringgit to perform the Umrah while on official duty in Jeddah from January 29th to February 4th last year. The MACC chief confirmed the arrest, adding that the probe is still ongoing. In a separate case, a former political secretary to a previous Malacca chief minister has been arrested by the MACC for allegedly taking about 3 million ringgit in bribes involving a land reclamation project. A source said the suspect, who is a dato, and his wife were arrested at about 2 p.m. on Wednesday while giving their statements at the MACC headquarters in Putrajaya. The bribes are believed to have been received between February and November 2021 as an inducement to help a company secure the appointment as the concessionaire for the project in Malacca. The couple are expected to have used the bribe money to purchase a condominium unit in the Klang Valley. Both suspects are expected to be remanded on Thursday. Tottenham sacked Frank after 8-month disastrous stint. The details when Nightline returns.
How is Pahang leveraging talent to boost long-term economic growth? What indicators truly show that capacity building efforts are working? How do state-linked institutions maintain social impact while staying financially sustainable? Muhammad Ahmad Hamdan speaks with Dali Kumar Sadar of Yayasan Pahang only on Money Matters this Saturday at 5 p.m. on TV3 and stream on Tonton.
Anim, dulu zaman sekolah awak suka subjek apa?
Mestilah sejarah. Kita sebagai rakyat Malaysia kena tahu asal-usul negara kita.
Usus bocor jangan ambil mudah, boleh bawa mudarat pada badan.
Harga sama, tapi kenapa saiz makanan dan barangan semakin kecil? Nantikan kupasannya.
Cendawan emas punca rezeki dan pendapatan menguntungkan.
Harta anda disita atau dibekukan, apa perlu buat?
Semuanya di MHI, Isnin hingga Jumaat.
Eksklusif di Tonton dan TV3.
Unlocking the future of business.
From industry evolutions to policy changes, we go beyond the headline.
Deep insights, sharp analysis.
Understanding the forces driving tomorrow's economy.
Key financial insights that drive decisions.
This is Money Matters, every Saturday, 5 p.m.
Only on TV3 and stream now on Tonton.
Masa mula-mula disahkan jadi ada proses kanser ni, saya terima sajalah. Tak adalah kata nak sedih ke apa ke, dah memang benda ni ujian untuk kita. Kan, ujian saya maybe kena yang ni, orang lain mungkin yang lain. Sekarang ni orang rumah saya lah yang banyak. Selama ni tanpa dia saya ingat saya memang tak boleh lah, saya memang tak boleh hidup lah.
Wanita penuh tempo, penuh cerita. Inilah Nona, inspirasi bertemu realiti. Setiap warna mempunyai keupayaan membangkitkan pelbagai mood dan emosi. Semoga istirahat anda memberi makna yang indah walau tempohnya hanya seketika. Dan terus setia sejam bersama kami kerana Nona, inspirasi wanita untuk semua. Nona di TV3 dan stream di Tonton.
Daripada Buletin Pagi,
seorang jurujuk,
seorang nelayan dari
menjadi penyampai berita memerlukan aura dan magis pada suara, keterampilan, keyakinan dan pesona. Kami mencari wajah baru Buletin TV3. Ayo, serlahkan potensi anda menjadi suara yang dipercayai negara.
Terbaru ditonton.
Cik Rashid,
Kenalkan, akaun kami Leila dan Amina.
Bos rasa Lemina share tu betul-betul genuine ke?
Diorang ada sesuatu yang interesting.
Kadang-kadang dalam hidup ni kan Amina, bila nak jadi baik, kita kena berlakon jadi baik.
Leila mula sedar untuk senang dapat duit bila menggunakan simpati dan agama.
Sekarang aku baru faham. Tapi takkan tak ada orang kampung yang kenal diorang. Diorang kan famous kan?
Muat turun dan layan tonton sekarang. Semua favourite anda di sini.
Welcome back. Thailand's election commission faced pressure on Wednesday over an alleged lack of transparency in vote counting across more than a dozen constituencies. Almost immediately after polls closed at 5 p.m. local time on Sunday, members of the public flagged irregularities in the vote count on social media. The irregularities included videos showing ballots being counted in the dark, valid votes incorrectly marked as spoiled, and discrepancies between figures recorded at polling stations and those entered into the Election Commission's online system. The People's Party, which led most pre-election polls but came in a distant second behind Prime Minister Anutin Chanvirakul's Bumchaitai Party, said it accepted the results but has sought recounts in 18 constituencies, while the pro-military United Thai Nation Party called for a nationwide recount. With nearly 95% of polling stations reporting, preliminary results showed the Bumchaitai Party leading with 193 of the 500 parliamentary seats. The results have yet to be officially certified by the Election Commission, a process that must be completed within 60 days of the general election. Switching to sports now. Tottenham Hotspur have sacked head coach Thomas Frank after less than 8 months in charge following a 1-2 defeat at home to Newcastle on Tuesday, which left them just 5 points above the Premier League relegation zone. The club in a statement on Wednesday said results and performances have led the board to conclude that a change at this point in the season was necessary. Frank signed a contract until 2028 but was unable to improve the club's league form despite strong results in European competition. The Dane led Spurs to automatic qualification for the last 16 of the Champions League by finishing 4th in the group stage. But that was offset by a Premier League record of 7 wins, 8 draws and 11 defeats this season. Local media reported that Marseille's Roberto De Zerbi is among the favourites to replace Frank. And that concludes Nightline this time around. Before we leave, let's take a look as viral Manchester United fan Frank Illett, known as the United Strand online, was forced to wait to cut his hair after the Red Devils failed to beat West Ham United on Tuesday night. Illett was hoping for his 493-day challenge to finally come to an end after Michael Carrick's men won 4 straight games prior to the West Ham clash. With that, I'm Nadia Azmi. Thank you for watching and stay safe.